Hey yo, what's up everyone? How you doing? Hope you're doing great. So as usual, we're streaming today. We have a new video. This is Code Row, and this is a new video where we solve some lead code problems where we code every day to reach our goals. So I'm Mohammed Bouaziz, and this is Code Row. You can find me on GitHub. You can find me on Instagram, LinkedIn, or GitHub. So we are currently 133 follower. Thank you everyone for the support. Thank you everyone for following the channel, for supporting me, for commenting, for viewing our videos. I really appreciate that support. And without further ado, let's jump to the lead code problems. So today, as usual, we divide videos by themes. Yesterday we did the merge interval problem. Today we're trying to do the meeting room medium problem and the longest substring without repeating character. I think this problem I already did it in another video. I forgot actually, but if we don't do this problem, then we're gonna start the next problem. So for today we're gonna solve this problem where we assign meetings room for galactic peace talk. So let's jump in. Let's delete that. And this marker here, and let's go. Lead code problems. Again, thank you everyone for the support. Thank you everyone for subscribing. I really appreciate your help. You need cancel this. Don't need premium. So the sound is okay. Let's just check it. Yeah, I think the sound is great. Yeah, that's good. So let's jump into the lead code problem. So here you're given a integer. This meeting room 3. Is there not another one who is meeting? You need to unlock the premium version to solve it. Yeah, okay, fuck it. Let's go. So you're given an integer n. There are n room numbered from 1 to n minus 1. Let's just draw a little bit. Hey, welcome to the stream, man. This and this work. Okay, so let's say you're given an n. There are n rooms numbered from 1 to n minus 1. You're given a 2D integer array. So we're gonna work today on a integer. Let's just where array meetings, where meetings of I equals start and end. This is like the interval problem. So I mean that meeting will be held during the half closed time interval start I, and the values start I are unique. Meetings are located rooms in the following matter. Each meeting will take place in the unused room with the lowest number. Oh, this is starting to be difficult. So each meeting will take place in the unused room with the lowest number. Okay, if there are no available room, the meeting will be delayed until room becomes free. The delayed meeting should have the same duration as the original meeting. Okay, when a room becomes unused, the meeting that have an earlier origin start time should be given the room. Okay, return the number of the room that had the most meetings. If there are multiple rooms, return the room with the lowest highest meeting. A half closed interval AB is the interval between A and B, including A and not including B. So let's say the input n equal to meetings. So this is the time of meetings between 0 and 10, and then 1 5, then 2 7, and 3 4. Out of 0 at time 0, both rooms are not being used. The first meeting starts in room 0. So this interval is not the time, but meetings where meetings of voice mean that meeting will be held during the half closed interval. There are n rooms. So here we have 2 rooms. Okay. So so the program will give us 2 rooms and the list of meetings of the duration of meeting. Hey, welcome to stream, man. Thank you. You are very welcome. Meetings are, so we have here 4 meetings between 0 10 and 1 5 and 2 7 and 3 4. And now at time 0 both rooms are not being used. The first meeting start in room 0. So it's gonna take the first meeting. The first meeting has it's earlier, so it's gonna assign it to the first room, and then at time 1 he's gonna assign the next meeting is not being used. The second meeting start in room 1. Okay, so at time 2 both rooms are being used. Third meeting is delayed, and at 3, so we're gonna iterate through those numbers. At time 3 both rooms are being used. The fourth meeting is delayed. Okay, at time 5 the meeting in room 1 finishes. The third meeting starts in room 1. Yeah, because it's first for the time period 5 to 10. 5 to 10. This 5 hour, and now it's 5. Let's say 5 a.m. So it's not gonna be from 2 to 7, but from 5 to 10. And time 10. So this will be from 10 to 11. The fourth meeting starts with time period 10 to 11. Both room 0 and 1 have 2 meetings, so we return 0. Both the rooms had 2 meetings, so we return 0. 0, which is number of the room that held the most meeting. So it's equal, there is no room that held the most meeting. Okay, so here we have 3 rooms, and from 1 to 10, 2 to 10, 3, 5, 4, 9, and 6, 8. First meeting will be from 1 to 20, and then the next room will get the 2 to 10, and the next room, the third one, will get the meeting of the 3 to 5. So we're gonna assign those meeting to 3 rooms, and those, the last 2 meeting will be delayed to this to 20. So let's just draw a little bit. So here we have 3 rooms, 3 meetings, let's say. Is it better if we just, it's not responsive. The website is not responsive. It's not, there is no, I want to just, it's frustrating, man. Okay, so let's do this. Man, I cannot. So we have 3 rooms. The first meeting will be from 1 to 20, and the next will be from 2 to 10, and then will be from the next one from 3 to 5, and then we have the last two meetings from 4 to 9 and 6 to 8. This will come first after this meeting. After this meeting will be the other meeting of 5, not 5, from 4 to 9, so from 5 to 10, which is a period of 5 hours, like the meeting supposed to be. And then in the hour 10 will be the last meeting, which its period is 2 hours, so it's gonna be from 10 to 12. Have you cracked some interviews yet? Hello. So I'm not currently searching for a job. I'm searching for internships, and the period of internships didn't start yet. So I really didn't. I have one interview, which is as a web designer using Figma and UI UX, but I didn't like it actually. So this is the only interview I got, and I got accepted, but I am really studying, so I cannot actually. It's not that good. I'm searching for a better opportunity actually. But thank you. Welcome stream, man. Welcome. So, how we're gonna do this? So at time 4, at 5, at time 6. At time 6, all 3 rooms are being used. The 5th meeting is delayed. Oh, but are not being used. Start in room 1. And then 3. Time 3, only room 2 is not being used. Why room 2? At time 1, all 3 rooms are not being used. The first meeting is at time 2, room 1 and 2. Yeah, room 1 and 2 are used. At time 2. The second meeting starts in room 1. The second meeting. But when did this meeting start? Time 1, all 3 rooms are not being used. Why? But the first meeting. Room 1. At time 3, only room 2 is not being used. Why we assigned second meeting started room 1? Time 3, only room 2 is not being used. The third meeting started room 2. Third meeting started room 2. I don't know, all 3 rooms are being used. The fourth meeting is delayed. And the first meeting. The first meeting started in room 0. So it's room 0. So we count from 0, not from 1. Okay. So this room 0, 1, 2. So the fourth meeting start in room 2 for the time period 5 to 10. This is 5 to 10, which is that. At time 6, used at time from 10 to 12. Room 0 held 1 meeting, while room 1 and 2 each held 2 meetings, so we return 1. Why room 1 and 2 held 2 meetings? This is the minimum of the meetings being held. Yeah, that's cool. So this problem is hard actually. Huh. I think it's not that hard. So how we can solve this? Let's just place this. So we're given an array of intervals. Let's say so. Let's treat the second use case. 0, 10, 1, 5. Sabro, are you sending Python? We're actually work on stream first. We're actually solving some lead code problems. I used Python in solving lead code problems, but I can solve it in other language. But I'm comfortable in solving it with Python. But now we are just grinding lead code. So work on stream, man. Then 2, 7. Why it doesn't show? Yeah, that's cool. So let's say we have this array 0 to 10, and then from 1 to 5, and then from 2 to 7, and then from 3 to 4. Thank you, bro. Welcome to stream, man. How are we gonna solve this? I think we have to initialize first the 3 variables, which is room 0. Room 0 we're gonna assign it as a boolean variable, which is gonna take either false or true. True if it's being used, and false, or just, or let's say false or true, or 1 or 0, same thing. False, it's not being used. And same thing for room 1 and 2. So then we're gonna iterate. We're gonna increment I, which is time. Let's see t equals 0, and then increment it by 1 every time. So this is a for loop, a while loop. We don't know actually when we're gonna end. So probably it's a while loop. So let's say it's while. Then I think we have condition. If any of the rooms is not being used, so he's just gonna delete. Or let's say that room take the. But what's your main goal with programming? If you wanna go to web development, like I usually work on web development. I usually focus on back. I created some projects with Django. I'm currently working on 2 projects. One with Laravel and the 2 is with ISP.NET. I just want to be better with actually competitive programming and with coding. Currently I'm just streaming lead coding, but in the future I will be streaming project to be better at creating projects. So that's all. So let's say that each one of the rooms will have this, will be assigned to the last to the last time the current meeting. I bro, we're going to. Thank you, man. Thank you. Of course, we're gonna do it together, man. So we're gonna assign the last time, the end time of the current meeting for the room. So if the room now is being used for meeting, its value is gonna be the end of the meeting. And if it's not, we're just gonna assign it to 0. Okay? And then, so now the end here is for 10, and this variable we're gonna get 5, and this variable its value is gonna be assigned to 7. I think we're good now. So now we know each of the room, the end of the meeting of each of the rooms. We're gonna then increment it by 1 and check in every iteration which if there is actually I think we're gonna need 2 loops, one to increment the time and the other to go through this list. So I think I'm gonna need another for loop. Oh, again, and then to stop this while loop, we're gonna do break if the list is it's used. So now we're gonna need a for loop for e in range len of what's the name of the list of meetings. Meetings. How are we gonna use those? So, and the first, we're gonna check the first meeting. So now, if e equals 0, so meetings of I of 0 equals start, let's say, equals start, and then equals 0, and the end equal 10. So if we're gonna need 3 condition, if he's gonna check 3 rooms, well, so we do need another for loop for but we have to create them. We have to create rooms. Man. This is actually hard. So we're gonna create rooms. So I have to put it first here for g in len n room of room I, so room 0 be just 0. It's empty right now. And then he's gonna check for do we have to put it in list? For G in range n, if roam E equal 0, then assign for it roam of E equal the end 10 if it's empty. Oh, and now no, he has. We're gonna make it only one time, so he has to break from this. He has to break from it. Oh man, this is actually hard. But we're gonna do it anyway. Well, I think the logic now is not that bad. Yeah, the approach is not that bad actually. With this thing, we're gonna assign the last time. I broke into it. I think we're going in the right way. Let's write some code to make it clearer. Christmas, very next day, you gave it away. This year, I'll give it someone special. So for range n, now we're gonna create rooms. Room or am I gonna create a list? So I'm gonna create list. Let's call it rooms. For room in rooms. Room in range n. This empty list. Rooms of room equals 0. Now we have an empty list, which means that the rooms or rooms are empty right now. Then we're gonna increment t. So while what? While true? Okay, while true. Let's say t equals 0 here. In the end, we're gonna increment t by 1, but for now we are on t equals 0. T equals 0, then we're gonna assign the first interval or the first meeting to the first room, which is room 0. So how are we gonna do it? Say for range none of meetings. I'm not gonna define start and for G. Can I make I wanna make it bigger, or okay. Man, where's the paper? Oh, it's Face on level. What the hell? And on each other. Okay, the website is fucked up. Give it someone special. Christmas. Okay, so now this approach is doing it for now. So now we have a we have to assign the first problem. I think here also we're gonna need a while loop, because when there is no time. No, we don't need it. Yeah, I have to make it clearer. Let's write a little bit. Say variables rooms. If the room is not used. And end of I, the room is being used. End of the meeting. So now we're going to iterate through meetings. This is the first thing. How is that? For a range then of meetings. Hey, how are you doing? Welcome stream, man. I'm fine, thank you. Actually, pretty good. We're currently having like 133 followers on YouTube. I'm really happy with that. So for arrange meetings, we're gonna take through meetings and see see if there is and see if there's an empty room to assign the meeting to it. So we're gonna need if condition and we're gonna iterate through rooms and then see. So for G in the first list, which is rooms, let's say room. If room equal 0, then it's empty, and we'll see what's we're gonna do with it. If room and else, so let's say room, the value of room is 5, so the meeting right now will end in 5. And we have to check the minimum, and so let's say in room 0 the meeting will end in 5, and room 1 the meeting will end in 3. So we have to see the minimum to assign the next meeting. We're gonna need so we're gonna search the minimum. It's a lot of work, man. Why Python? I need some other languages faster. Yeah. No, actually, I've been coding Python for about 2 years, so I'm really comfortable with it. I code also with Java. I coded with C, but not so difficult problems. I will try in the next videos to work with Java. Of course, C and Java are a lot faster than Python, but I'm now comfortable with Python. But for sure, I'm gonna try to code with C or Java or C++ actually, or Java in the next days. Well, I also love data science. That's why. Else we're gonna search minimum and of all the meetings. So minimum value of the meetings, which is just min of rooms. Okay, man. To see low level and to see how you will solve them. Yeah, it will be harder to solve it in C++ because in Python actually there is a lot of predefined function, and let's say I have to search for the minimum value, and see I have to make a variable min and then loop through the list and then compare them to the show. So in Python I just have to write min. But yeah, why you prefer back and other front, and why you like it more, please, bro? Because I use logic, because I actually love also front end. I'm basically I'm a designer. I like to use Illustrator and Photoshop, and I like doing front end, but I want to learn the logic, how how web work, how the server side, client side rendering, how to render object. So I love to discover how backend work, and then the front end I just have to learn how to UI UX design. And front end, it's actually a really nice field, but I just want to learn first how things work. So I think that backend will taught me a lot about those stuff. So now we're gonna search the minimum, and then if there is no room available, no. So if room equals zero, I remove things so much, I don't know how things work. Yes, but in backend more, but I would love to know how things work in two sides. So now we're gonna check if let's do a thing. We're gonna check the minimum of this list. If the minimum is zero, then there is an empty list, an empty room. So let's say min rooms. If min rooms equals zero, so there is an empty room. Else we're gonna iterate. No. So there is an empty room, so we're gonna iterate through the list and assign to the empty room the next meeting. So we're gonna iterate through this list to find the empty room and assign to it the next meeting. So how we're going to do this? Do I need a variable? No, we don't need it. We have already meetings of I is the less. So if there is, so we're gonna iterate. So for rooms, if room equals zero, this is the right one. Wish I could. What do you think about Finland Saga? It's nice. It's anime. I actually watch a lot of anime. The last anime I watched, I think, Jujutsu Kaisen. I think Finland Saga. I didn't watch it honestly, but I think it is a good anime, and I really want to watch it. I wish I could understand any of this. Bro, you just have to learn it, and it's Naruto peak. Unfortunately, I didn't watch Naruto. I didn't watch the animes that has a lot of seasons and episodes. I only watched Hunter x Hunter, which has a lot of seasons and episodes, but the others not. If room equals zero, so it is empty. So we're gonna assign to it the end of this meeting. So if room equals zero, then empty, then we're gonna assign to it room equal meetings of I of 1, which is the end of the meeting. Hunter is good, but the anti-arc is way too long. Yeah, it's way too long, but it's way too good. It's legendary, man. I think there is a season that it's gonna come out this year. I saw a trailer. I think there's a new season, huh? I watched also Arcane. Did you watch Arcane? Well, I played a little bit League of Legends, so I know the stories and that stuff. So now, Room, the writer is the writer of Hunter x Hunter is dying. Man, that's crazy. So, um, room meetings. We're gonna assign to it, and then we're gonna iterate. If room, but if it's not empty, so now we are in the case of room. It's empty. So we assign it to it a meeting, and then we're gonna iterate. We're gonna go to the next meeting. So here, I think the loop is gonna end. So for in range len, we're iterating through meetings. We have the earlier meeting. He's making manga, but probably won't upload to something a long time. Man, that's sad, man. If so, now we have the earlier meeting. If there is a empty room, we're gonna assign to it a meeting. And if they're not, so if mean is not, so this is the case. If mean is not 0, so there is no empty room, and now we have a meeting. We're gonna wait. So we're not gonna iterate through the meeting. So here we have to change the for loop in while loop. While I is lower than len of meetings. So here we iterate. After we assign the meet, we're gonna increment. So we're gonna go to the next meeting. And if it's not, else for room, else there's a lot of while and for else. So else, which is mean there is no empty meeting, we're gonna wait. No, we're just gonna wait. And now we have to deal with the thing of from 9 to 10. From the change of the hours of the meeting. For example, if meet start at 5 and end of 10, we're gonna make it to the to 10, so it's from 10 to 15. We have to deal with this. So we're gonna train through meetings. Else, if it's not, so if it's not, but how are we gonna count? We have to return the number of room meetings. How are we gonna assign how many meetings we did in this specific room? We need another variable. What the fuck? Man, I'm gonna say this is the hardest problem that I've never faced. We need a variable for each room. So we're gonna make another list. make another list. Nah, no ChatGPT. Oh, 50 minutes, man. Man, it's 50 minutes. Yo. Well, I think I can use ChatGPT now. It's 50 minutes, bro. I cannot do it for longer. Well, I think I can solve it in while I'm alone for 2 hours. But the video, I don't want the video to be longer than 1 hour. So I guess I'm gonna use ChatGPT. But let's think for a moment here. Well, if we have the idea, the approach, if the approach is correct, so the code is only a syntax. It's not a big of thing, you know. So number meetings. So I'm gonna say NBA meetings. A list of how much every room have meetings. Man, it's 50 minutes. That's not cool, man. So if we use it, room of meeting, and then we're gonna increment also the NBA meetings. Oh no, we're gonna need index. Number of meeting of I. So now we know that this room have one meeting plus equal 1. I think this is the main thing. The else, the condition is not the big of thing. So no, if there is no empty meeting, so the others meeting are going to be delayed. So we're gonna change the value of start and end of it. Man, I'm gonna admit, this is hard. This is actually hard. I'm just gonna watch what another approach, or just let's know if my approach is correct or not. So YouTube. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you. I really appreciate your hello Luca. Welcome stream, man. I really appreciate your help. Unfortunately, I cannot solve this problem in a time, which is 1 hour. I cannot. Hey, bye, man. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow, man. I just want to check if my approach is correct or not. only 1 hour. Well, if the video will be longer, I think I don't know, but I think the followers will be bored. It's only honestly too much. 1 hour and a half or 2 hours. What are you solving? I'm solving lead code problem. So currently we are solving this problem, which is meeting room. Uh, I did the approach here. I lasted for an hour. No, bro. No, bro. Yeah, okay. So next videos will be longer, and we'll see. It's a life. It doesn't matter. I'll watch. Thank you, man. Yeah, it's a life, but then I'm gonna convert it to a real video, and well, I think also people on the normal videos, which longs for 1 or 2 hours, they don't watch the whole video. They just watch a little bit of it, so it's not gonna matter, I think. So it's not a problem. From the next video, I will make longer videos, and we're gonna see. So let's go through this. Are you monetized? No, actually, I'm not monetized yet.
That a meeting starts at this time and it ends at this time, but this is kind of non-inclusive, and the reason they say that, in case you're confused, suppose we have a meeting like this, starts at time 1, ends at time 2, we are allowed now to start another meeting from, let's say, time 2 to time 3. Like, there's no intersection between the end time of a meeting and the beginning time of a meeting if they're at the exact same time. But we're also told that all the start times...
Yeah, I saw them. I saw him.
It's
called Day 1 or something like that. It's really inspiring. This dude is... It's really...
tell us is each meeting will take
it's really good, actually.
In the unused room,
and he inspired me to do the same.
First meeting, suppose we have a set of meetings, the first meeting should take place in room 0. And so this setup alone is enough to indicate that we should be sorting the meetings array, because I don't think that's guaranteed to us. So we sort it, and probably we're going to sort it based on start time, because we want to assign rooms in an order that prioritizes the lowest room number. So we'll go through the meetings in order. That's, again, the exact same as all the other meeting room problems. And the other two conditions are a little bit more interesting. If there are no available rooms, which is possible, maybe every room is occupied by a meeting. So this kind of indicates to us we should keep track of some state that tells us which rooms are actually available and which rooms are currently being used. So we'll have to keep track of that in some way. But basically, if there's no available meeting rooms, the meeting becomes delayed until a room becomes free. But this delayed meeting, even though it's not going to start at this time, the duration of the meeting should still be the same. So suppose we have a meeting that starts at time 5, ends at time 10. It had to wait 3 time units. Therefore, the new meeting, its schedule is going to be from 8 to 13. So the duration stays the same. So this is also something we'll have to keep track of.
What do you believe on
obviously, we will know if we don't have any available rooms, because we are going to keep track of the state somehow.
It's really impressive if you're just 15 years old. Or really impressive. When I was 15 years old, it's like 7 years ago. I don't think I know Python. I don't think I know what's PC meant.
And when a room becomes unused, meetings
Keep going, man.
earlier original start time should be given the same, or should be given that room. So this is kind of the last condition that definitely tells you should go through the meeting rooms or the meetings in sorted order. Now, with all this given to us, what we want to return is the meeting room that held the most number of meetings. So
when I was 15, I played also League of Legends for for 10 hours,
we
man.
have to run a simulation of this, and then figure out which room had the most meetings. So in addition to this state that we're going to maintain, we should probably also keep track every time we make a meeting room occupied. We should just increment the count of the meetings for that room. That's not like the difficult part here. Let's kind of expand upon this state that we
No, man, you're not gonna end up jobless, man.
why we are going to use a heap.
Have faith
for
in your
this. Remember,
your
they
abilities.
tell us each
Don't
meeting is gonna take
underestimate
place in the
yourself.
unused room with the
You are
lowest
really
score.
young.
Now, of course,
You have all the
initially, let's say
time
we have these rooms 0, 1, 2, 3,
in the
whatever.
future.
Of course, the first meeting is going to go here, second meeting is going to go here.
Just
third
believe in
here,
yourself,
fourth here.
man.
But what happens when now they become occupied? Well, just because they were occupied in this order, maybe this meeting takes really, really long. It's not going to be free for a while, but maybe this meeting was really short. It's going to be free. It's going to be free now. Now, among these, how do we know? Let's say we have a fifth meeting now to schedule. Which room is that meeting going to go in? Probably this one, because a 1 is free now.
Man, I don't care about the job market. Yeah, okay, you have to look a little bit about the job market, but if you love the thing, you can be special at it, and you can get job easily. And if the market is bad, you don't know in the future what the job market is gonna look like. Job market has been bad for in 28 in 2008 and 2013, I think, and it's a cycle, man. The job market is good, but then it's bad, but then it's good. It's alright. You just have to love the thing you do.
Occupied. So we have to pick the minimal number among what is available to us in the simulation. So available should be a minimum heap. Therefore, we'll be able to efficiently find the minimums from there. Now, what about the used rooms? How are we going to keep track of when a room is used? Well, let me tell you, we also want a minimum heap for that, because when a room is used, at some point in the future, it will become free. Like I said, we're going through the meetings in sorted order. Suppose we're at a current meeting that now starts at time 10, it's going to go up until time 15. Okay, and now maybe we have a few rooms available to us, but we also have to check from the used rooms, have any of these rooms now become free? Because suppose that the available rooms are 1, or let's say they're 3 and 4. These are the room numbers that are available. But now, one of the used rooms just became free, and the number of that room is 1. Of course, we want to schedule this meeting to this, not to one of these, because this value is obviously smaller. Okay, so then how are we going to remove from the used rooms? Well, first let me show you how we're going to store the data. Like I said, it's going to be a minimum heap. It's going to be a pair of values, because the room number is actually not enough for us to know what order we should remove the used rooms from. Because remember, if a room is used, it has a meeting that is occupying it, and we care about the end time of that meeting. So it's going to be a pair of values that we store in this heap, and the end value goes first, because that's going to determine the order that we pop from the used heap. We want to pop the meetings that are now over, that are finished.
The best project I have done, a platform that organized the donation of what's it called, of company to another state company. So the state company needs to donate to other football clubs and other clubs. So it says to other company, hey, do you want to donate to us to donate to them? So there is a yes and no, and the amount of the donation, and how we're gonna pay, and the deadlines. So this project I worked on in Django. I really don't have it here in the PC. What's your role as software engineer? To planify to clarify how you're gonna build softwares or how you're gonna build applications. It doesn't matter if it's a software or a mobile or a web or anything else. You just have to clarify those things, and then there is people who are gonna build it. You can build it also. Software engineer can build things, but he has to clarify it first. That sounds very difficult. How many team member? What language? I did it on myself. It was only me. What language do you use? Django in the backend, and in the front end I only work with HTML and CSS. What lifecycle did you use? It's not. I didn't use Agile and Scrum and those things. I really kept it iterative. How long did it take? There's a course of in Udemy. I took it, which is I think I can. Oh, I'll show it in my LinkedIn. So basically, I took this course on LinkedIn. The complete Django web development course, which contains 17 hours of Django. So after this course, I did a project on it. This project. So I coded in Django. It took me 1 month, I think. Front end vs backend. Which one do you like to work on? For now, backend. In the future, I don't know. I actually like front end. It might take it by. Yes, I began to work this project on React and Node.js, but then I saw that I'm better in Python, so I used my experience in Python to because I have a deadline. So yeah.
So when we pop from this used heap,
And I'm
we're gonna
actually
check
building
this starts
a
at
platform that you can subscribe to it and be a citizen of a 3D city. So everyone who's subscribed to the platform or joined the platform will have a home, and I'm working on it actually with 3JS, if you know it. That's a framework. Have you coded in ISM before? What's your experience? ISM, I don't understand what ISM stand for. So yeah, a virtual city, a 3D city, like the metaverse. If you know it, you can roll through the city, you can zoom in and zoom out, and you can find businesses. Assembly. Oh no, I didn't code in assembly, man. I think it's way harder than any programming language you can see. I only saw the code for a moment. I thought the that this assembly is hard, so I didn't have the courage to code in it.
time 10. Are
Honestly.
there any meetings that ended at time 10 or before time 10? If so, we pop them from the used heap. Now, the last edge case is, what if available rooms is empty? Okay, well, that's the case where we now have to wait. So instead of waiting, like, we're not gonna run a simulation where we actually like set the process to sleep or something like that. What we're actually gonna do is we're gonna pop a single time from the used heap. And of course, we're gonna pop the value that has the smallest end value. So suppose that the meeting ends at time 12. Okay.
Yeah,
So
of course,
therefore,
DM me if
the
you want.
start time of this meeting got pushed till 12, and the end time is going to be 17. Now, how did I calculate these numbers? Of course, the start time just goes here. The end time is going to be the start time plus the duration of this meeting. How do you get the duration of this meeting? I probably don't need to tell you, but it's going to be the end time minus the start time. So that will obviously be 5, so that 5 value got added over here. And then from here, believe it or not, we actually don't need the start time, because in the state, I'm not storing the start time of a meeting anywhere. We don't care about the start time. We really only care about the end time because that's what's getting pushed to the used heap. The start time is pretty irrelevant. Okay, so now we've kind of arrived at a nice little two-heap
It seems
solution.
like it's similar to my approach. He is focused on the end time and if the room is used or not. I defined a variable or a list of variables that says if the room is empty or not. And the end, he's focused on the end of the meeting. It's personally my approach, but man, it's gonna use heap.
But what about the time complexity of this solution? Well, first of all, we're sorting the meetings. Remember, let's say the size of the meetings array is m. So sorting that is going to be m log m. Okay, what else? We are pushing and popping to these heaps every single meeting. Like every single meeting is pretty much going to be pushed and popped, right? So m tells us the number of times we're doing a push and pop operation. Because if a meeting room is available, then we pop it to schedule a meeting. If a meeting is finished, we pop it. So we're going to do that for every meeting. This is how many times. Now, what's the size of the available array or the available heap? Of course, it's n, where n is the number of meeting rooms. We can't have more than n meetings. What's the size of this heap? Used meeting rooms. Of course, we can't add a meeting room twice to the used heap. That doesn't really make any sense. So the max size of each of these is going to be n. So to push and pop from each of those is going to be a log n times operation. And we're doing it this many times. We might be doing it 3m times or 4m times. It doesn't really matter because this will big O time. Not really count, or the meetings are not necessarily sorted, so we will do that. Python will handle it for us. We don't really need to specify that we're sorting by the start time because that's what Python does by default. So now we are going to initialize our heaps. We will have two of them, available and used. Used is initially going to be empty because of course we don't have any meeting rooms that are used, and it's going to store a pair of values. I like to
The same approach.
just to remind myself what we're
I
actually
swear
doing.
it's the same thing. But
the end time
what is
is
it?
going to be first, second is going to be the room number.
So
And here
this
is the available
MB
rooms.
meeting is
Probably the
used,
variable is descriptive
and this
enough.
available,
And
it's
I'm gonna
actually
initialize
rooms.
this first by going like this for I in range n. So this will basically create an array that is going from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3. Great. And you might be thinking, well, this isn't a heap, is it? At least not yet. Like maybe we need to run heapify on it to make it a heap. Well, if you think that, you probably haven't taken my data structures and algorithms for beginners course, because you will realize that a sorted array actually is a valid heap. Because the property of a heap is that for every value, its children, or this is a minimum heap.
No,
For a
actually, I'm
minimum
not
heap,
using
every
MacBook,
value,
I'm
its
using
children
a
have to be greater than or
normal
equal
PC,
to,
but
and
I'm
that
using
actually is
Linux,
satisfied with a
especially
sorted array.
deep in
So we don't
Linux.
actually need to run the heapify operation. If you do run it, it's not going to cause a problem or anything like that, but understanding how like the underlying data structures are implemented can be pretty useful sometimes. Okay, now let's create the count array. So this is, I'm going to initialize it to 0, and it's going to be of size n. And so this is where we're going to count for every number, the number of meetings scheduled. Initially, every meeting room, of course, has 0 meetings scheduled. And when we finally return, we want to return the meeting room that had the most number of meetings scheduled. Technically, there could be a tie. Maybe 2 meeting rooms had the same number of meetings scheduled. And in that case, we're supposed to return
0.
the meeting room
Like
with
I
a
said,
smaller number.
it's gonna take
And
0.
the easiest way to get that is by first take
If it's
the
used.
max of count. This will give us the number of the maximum number of meetings scheduled for any given room.
Oh, nice. I
And
haven't cleaned
now,
anything yet.
using this
not
number,
bad.
it's an integer.
Yeah,
We are going to run
it's really fun.
count
You
dot
can play with
index.
the
This
command
is basically going to do a linear search within the
command
count
thing,
array.
and
It'll find
it's
the
really
first
fun, actually.
matching occurrence of this number, and it'll return the
You
index.
just have to make a partition of your what's it gonna do? Of your storage in the PC. So I have 256 gigabyte of storage. I have 15. I divided by 2. 15 for the Linux thing, and the rest of for Windows.
Accept it. And of course, that's what we want to do. We want to find the first meeting room that had the maximum number of meetings scheduled in case there's a tie. So now that we have the entire setup, it's just time to actually run the simulation. So I'm going to iterate over these meetings. So I could do M in meetings, but in Python you can unpack that right here. So we know meetings is actually a pair, a start and time pair. And so part of the simulation here is that we want to finish any meetings that finished at this start time or before this start time. It's possible that our used heap is non-empty, while that used heap is non-empty and the start time of the current meeting is greater than or equal to first. Used as a heap, we're getting the first pair in the heap. This is the root of the heap, which is the minimal. It'll tell us which meeting has the smallest end time. So it'll return a
Well, I didn't hear about it. Honestly, I didn't hear about it, but it says Windows subsystem for Linux. So it's like a virtual machine or what?
pair. And for that pair, we want the actual end time itself, which is the first value in the pair. So we say get index 0 here. So if the start time of the current meeting is greater than or equal to a scheduled meeting right now, then obviously we can say heap q, heap pop from the used heap. And this will return a pair of values. It'll first return the end time, and second, it'll return the room number. And we don't really need the end time. We don't care about it. This meeting is finished. So first of all, I reused a variable here. That's a bug. We don't want that. So I'm just going to change this to underscore, because we're not going to use it anyway. Now, since this room is no longer being used, probably let's add it back to the available heap. So let's say heap q dot heap push to the available heap this room number. Okay, that's part of the simulation. And now we have two cases. Either a room is available, in which case we should take this meeting and schedule it and basically get a room number from available and then schedule the
Sort integration with half hast VM, but it works often. Yeah, it's pretty much a VM, huh?
this current meeting. That's what we should do. The other case is that no room is available. And in that case,
I swear it's the same approach, man.
From the used heap and then schedule a meeting.
So it's
you can see
if the rooms are empty, and else if it's not.
Down here as well. So I'm actually going to reverse
And
the order of these.
a for loop or while he used for I used while.
Then we pop from the used heap. And then down here, we're going to end up scheduling a meeting regardless. So that's why I'm doing it in this order. We kind of remove some of the redundant code. So here, if not available, we have 0 rooms available. We say heap q, heap pop, one of the rooms from used. And that will return to us an end time and a room number. And this time we're actually going to need the end time, because now we want to calculate. We know that we had to delay this meeting. So we want to calculate the new start time and the new end time. And we found out that we actually don't need the new start time. We only care about the new end time.
We're just going to add the end to the end time.
So I'm going to say the end time is going to be equal to
end
the
the plus
that this meeting room
this
meeting room became available.
It's gonna assign end time to end.
This time. So it's this plus the duration of the original meeting,
which is end minus start.
So this is the new end time of the current meeting. And since we popped this room, we want to make it available. So let's, for consistency, let's say heap q dot heap push to available and push the room number. So now, down here, whether a room was originally available or not, we don't really care, because we are going to schedule a meeting down here regardless. We know at this point a meeting room is available. But okay, we know a room is available. Let's get that room number. Let's say heap q dot heap pop. You can see I am doing quite a few operations.
Yes, because I hate Snake.
So
hey, welcome stream, buddy. Thank you, man.
meeting,
Yeah, JS is really fun and it's a really good language. I use Python just because I learned it for 2 or 3 years, so I'm comfortable with it. But in the next videos, I will try to do this in Java or maybe C++. Enjoy the stream, man.
Heap push to the used heap, and we're pushing a pair, of course, to this heap. We're pushing the end time of the current meeting and the room number. And the last thing, don't forget, I forgot.
Hey, thank you, man.
Code was
That's really amazing.
the number
Thank you,
of
man. Thank you.
meetings for every single room once a meeting has been scheduled.
We will actually.
So
100% land job.
And as you can
We
see
will.
on the left, yes, it does, and it's pretty efficient.
Together,
If you found
man.
this helpful, check out neatcode.io, especially if you're learning. Yes, it
So
does, and it's pretty
it
efficient.
appears like
For
it's
a
a hard
meeting
problem,
for
but
every single room.
actually I did the whole thing. We just have to iterate through the meetings and see if the rooms are used or not. If it's used and the start is greater than the end of the start, so it start after this meeting, so we're gonna assign the meeting to a available room, and if it's not available, then we're gonna delete it. We're gonna calculate the end time, so and it's the end time plus the iteration, which is the new time. Hell yeah, man. And then we're gonna push it, and then we're gonna just increment the number of meetings in every room to see what's the max
Once a meeting has
of
been
every room, and then return it to the
this is the entire code.
return
As
it
you can
to the code. So it's about 1 hour 20 minutes. I think this is the end of stream. Thank you everyone. Unfortunately today we didn't do much. We only did a one lead code problem, and we didn't actually did it right. Hope in the next videos I will do better, and I will train better for to make the videos more interesting. Thank you everyone. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following me. Don't forget to follow me on actually GitHub. You have my links of GitHub, LinkedIn, and Instagram are in the bio of the channel. Thank you everyone, and see you tomorrow.